Okay. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think I'll be back. I did not think I will be back. And yet I'm back. I love it when things break. Anyway. But yes. We're back. With FF14. Oh god, this is gonna destroy my voice. I can already feel it, and I'm getting over a cold. This is going to destroy everything. As always, I'm not using mods. I never use mods. And yeah, we're back. I literally just finished my training arc, which is getting some classes up to for max capacity, which is Dark Knight, Scholar, Viper, and Summoner. I think I said I was going to get more classes up to 14, but I forgot which classes I said. I think I said Pictomancer. I think I said Mechanist. I think I said Paladin White Mage. I forgot. Well, I know my FC is going to drag me through grinding these levels because they don't... they will do it. My FC will do it. I can already hear them. Because I meme about it. I love those guys. I love them. I love those people. Anyway. So. This is basically my character, and I'm just now stalling because I'm stalling. I'm stalling for something. I don't know what I'm stalling for, but you know what? Let's stop stalling. Alright, I'm gonna do the rest of the story as Dark Knight. Because, yes. Where the fuck am I? Okay. It's been a minute, honestly. I forgot how to stream Final Fantasy XIV because all I've been doing is streaming Honkai Star Rail and Genshin. So this is kind of like a breath of fresh air, to be honest. I remember not wanting to stream Final Fantasy XIV because I got so burnt out of the story. I was very burnt out. I did not want to do the story. I completely forgot what the story was about. That's not a good thing. Because I can remember Shadowbringers and Heavensward stories not clearly, but I can remember the general gist of it. Stormblood was like a fever dream, but I remember it. Endwalker, that's a scar. That's it. That's a core memory now scarred into my head. Dawntrail. We did a thing. That's all I got. I don't mean to mean that as an insult. So I'm gonna need some reminders of what happened. There we go. Wasn't sure if I clicked it. Anyway, moving on. We are jumping straight into the story. The Royal Invitation. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce names anymore. Is eager. Bull is eager to hear how you have been getting on. Ah, it's a pleasure as always, our team. Have you been able to relax lately? Eh? Wonderful. As busy as you've been with the rite of succession, among other things, you deserve an opportunity to experience Tuliyohlal at a more leisurely pace. Sampling the tacos of Sheik Valley Taif is one such way to do. They're made the traditional way and laden with fillings and are absolutely sublime. If you have an empty stomach, the owner of Bruvek, Evu, will look after you. Ah, yes, one thing that we definitely can all agree is how I pronounce names and how badly they will become. After all, everybody remembers when I was trying to pronounce Alfredo's name as Alpha, dude. Who remembers that? I remember that. That was funny. Anyway, well, if it isn't Artie alone today, are you? I see. If you have some... If you have some hankering for tacos, then they're on the house. Consider it thanks for everything you've done for Tuliyohlal. Go ahead, find a table. I'll bring your meal as soon as it's ready. Oh yeah, there's also another thing that we have to do, and that's the job classes, but I will do that when I get when I decide to level up Mechist. Because yes. You still love tacos, I hope. You ate so many when you turned 5. You could barely move afterwards, remember that? No, not really. That was 30 years ago for me. Right, sorry. It's still strange for me too. Just the other day, you were a little boy, clinging to my mother's skirt as you set off for Sonia, and now you're a grown man with a face full of hair. Even so, I knew you were my son the instant I saw you. We're still family, and you can always rely on me. I'm relying. That feels like the only thing I've been doing right now. On you and everyone else. Can't even start a fire without assistance in my new job. Back in Alexandria, we had electric. If I needed fire, all I had to do was press a button. Everything was at our fingertips. But here, I'm helpless. A culinarian who can't even light a stove. The way others in the kitchen stared at me, God, I felt so embarrassed. I'm sorry to hear that. When told a tale, but it seems life is really different within the dome. My wife and children, I was thinking I had joined them once things had settled, but at this rate... I say, you send for them. If they're your family, then they're mine too. I'll do whatever necessary to make it work. Didn't mean to wait here, but it seems you're having troubles at readjusting to life in Tuliyola. Val Lamont. To aid folk like yourself, we established a support group at the Wing of Reflection. There you can learn the skills you need to live outside the dome. It isn't easy being back, I know, but I hope that they can make things easier. That's easier. That's exactly what I need. I'll definitely seek this group out, and I'll bring my family with me. Thank you. Oh, look who it is. I was just about to go find you, Arting. You don't mind the company, I hope? I could use a bite to myself. Ah, the tacos never disappoint. I noticed that there's a lag with my model. It's so weird. Anyway. So, what have you been up to lately? Let me see if me just having it like that will be better. Anyway. I'm exploring through my trusty alpaca. I mean, catching up on sleep. Given everything you've been through, I don't blame you. But once you've had your fill, I'm sure you'll be itching to get back into the thick of things. As for myself, I've been kept busy with duties at the palace. But whatever I find a moment, I like to walk the streets and talk to people. The way I can understand the problems they have and share them with Kona to figure out the solutions. I was on such walk just right now, and as I mentioned, I was hoping to find you. Why? Kona and I have something we want to discuss with you. As Dawn servants, do you have the time to come to the palace? Sure. Great. I'll go ahead. Please come and join me once you've finished here. So there's a lot that has changed since the last time we've played. A lot of mechanics has changed. If I remember correctly, the sprint changed to that of like just so you can jog around naturally, like as you can see. I totally did not get lost, and I need to start all over. I just want to show that off. Yep, that's totally the reason. But yeah, I don't want to go into full detail of everything because even myself, I don't remember everything that has changed. But yeah. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, during the whole grind, I was farming a lot of different things, like minions. I don't think I ever farmed mounts yet. I need to do that. I need to get back to that. But yeah, I don't want to. I need to. Like, I need to. Please be voiced. Please be voiced. Please be. It sounds like it should be voiced, but please be voiced. Oh, you're all here too. Well, Kona has summoned us, though, if truth be told, Alphanel. I'm just gonna say it once because why not? Alphanud and I have been seeing him quite regularly of late. He asked us to share our knowledge of Hannish culture, you see, in hopes of further strengthening your alliance. We were, of course, happy to oblige. Hello. Ah, yes, Nova's now a Persona user. Anyway, Carl and I were likewise summoned. Otherwise, we've been carrying on with our compiling information of the Golden City. My grandfather embarked on his investigation 20 years. With our report, we shall finish what he started. Lest you wonder, Tancred and Ryanje have left to resume their tour of Turiel. Nice. That's wonderful. Thankfully, there's no more problems with that. Yushtola, meanwhile, is back to researching the cross-rift travel. Why did I read crash? Is back to researching cross-rift travel. She was here just a few days ago to get Kona's permission to investigate living memory. By the way, she mentioned wanting to take a look at the key you were keeping at some point. Of course. If the look she had in her eyes was any indication, I suggest you brace yourself for what she comes calling. For when she comes calling. You're like to be struck with her for a while. You're likely to be struck with her for a while. You are like to be. You are like to be. Okay. As for Stinian, we know neither where he is nor what he is doing. Some things never change. Ah, it's gonna. Yeah. It's been a while since I played FF14 stream-wise. My apologies for the delay. Green Mage. Green Mage right there. I really want Green Mage. I really, really want Green Mage as the next job class. Think nothing of it. We took advantage of time to catch up. So, what can we do for you? Hopefully present the company as enough for whatever it is you need. The matter of which I have summoned you pertains to Alexandria. A state funeral will soon be held in Solution 9 to mourn the passing of Queen Sphene. King Kululja and his administration have invited us to attend. What is Green Mage? Okay, so Green Mage is a very old class that dates back to Final Fantasy Tactics. And I love Green Mage. Green Mage, the reason why I love it is because of the history that's with it. It dates back to Final Fantasy 12. It also dates back to Final Fantasy Tactics A2, Grimoire of the Rift, Final Fantasy Tactics S, the War of the Visions, Final Fantasy Brave Exodus, and yeah, those are like the. Obviously, there's the Final Fantasy trading card game, but we don't talk about that. I think that's been discontinued like entirely. Anyway, the whole thing with Green Mage is that as the name suggests, Green Mage specializes in green magic, a school of spells that specialize in buffing allies and debuffing enemies. Spells are associated with Green Mage are known as Protect, Blind, and the Bar spells. The bar spells, also known as the null spells or dampen spells, are recurring set of defensive magic, status effect, and in Final Fantasy. This coincides with bar stone, bar water, bar arrow, bar fire, bar blizzard, bar thunder, bar sleep, bar poison, bar paralyze, bar blind, bar silence, bar virus, bar petrify, bar amnesia. Yeah, those are the bar spells that the Green Mage has access to. And the reason why I want Green Mage as a tank is because one, we'll have at least one mage in every single category. White mage for healer, red and black mage for magic for DPS, obviously tank or green mage. But not only that, green mage is meant to be the most defensive tank mage out of everything. Because yes, they sound like a support unit. They sound very support, but they are meant to be a tank. Green Mage is fairly new job in a series that I mentioned in the world of Final Fantasy XII, where players are only able to use Green Magic despite adding the job system in Zodiac versions. It is not a playable job, with the Green Magics being regulated to secondary magic command using all mage jobs. The job did not make a formal appearance in Final Fantasy Tactics. Did not make a formal job until Final Fantasy Tactics A2 Grimoire as a Viera job. And yeah, the job originally came from the Ivalice entries, which is, I forgot which games those were, but I think it has something to do with the Ivalice Chronicles and the whole, like, all of that. But it is such a fun job to play as, specifically because of the spells that is given. One of my friends wants Mystic Knight. Why Mystic Knight? Oh, like Ruined Fencer. Maybe. The only reason why I can say maybe no to that, maybe as a ranged, maybe. But the only reason why I say no to that, and they might save it for, well, yeah. But the only reason why I say no is because the quote-unquote pattern that Square Enix has been sticking to lately, the next predicted job class is either tank or ranged DPS. Several of my friends have been theorizing that the next range will have something to do with crossbows or boomerang. I'm going for the meme answer, and it's going to be Blitzball. But the tank job class, I want specifically it to be Green Mage, because Green Mage is so fun. Like, it is very fun because a lot of their spells is they have protect, they have shell, which is the busted spell ever. They have trank, they have leap, they have blind, they have oil, they have silence, they have sleep. They have a lot of evade magics and absorb magics, as well as spellbound, which extends the duration of all the buffs and debuffs that they applied. Well, yeah, because you don't. Anyway, not only that, like that's the main reason why I want Green Mage. Yeah, sure, of course you're going to be fine. You're going to be staying with Red Mage and Green Mage. I've played those classes. Fine, you're DPS main. I'm a tank main. I'm a healer main. And sometimes I go range, long range. So yeah. But not only that, like, there's a lot that can be done with Green Mage because there's a lot of dots that um that was taken out of the game, and I kind of want them to bring it back all under one class if possible. So yeah, Green Mage is just very perfect. Like, even if they don't bring back the original Green Mage, at least having the Green Mage and having that be a tank, like with a giant, like Green Mage's weapon is literally a great hammer. They specifically have a great hammer. They also have a club and shield, or mace and shield. They are very hammered base. And it's funny because you just see this tiny little green mage with a hammer and a shield, and they have no armor, so you think you're gonna win, but then they just drop the most bullshit protection spells on themselves, and you're now realizing you're gonna in for a bad time. Anyway, it is just fun. And I want Green Mage. While certain issues remain unresolved between our nations, such as the treatment with El Solani, I have no reason not to attend. For generations, the Alexandrians lived without the awareness of death. I wouldn't have expected them to have funeral rites still. Yeah, they might. They might. Well, they're not going to nerf it outright. They're going to rework it because it's going to be the first job class if they bring in Green Mage. So they're not going to outright nerf it like day one patch. They're going to, if they were to bring in Green Mage, they definitely are going to like rework it into a way where it's balanced with everyone. Yes, they probably are going to keep the very famous protect and shell, but they're going to put like a timer on that. They're going to put like a timer on it, and then it expires. It's similar to how tanks have Rampart, Blackest Day, Blackest Night. What was Paladin's one? Dark Missionary. Like a lot of the tanks mitigations, it's going to be in the same category as that. So that's the only way they're going to nerf it without like taking everything from it. Because the whole point of Green Mage is to apply buffs to everyone, apply debuffs onto your enemies, and then just go home with your hammer. And then, yeah. In fact, it's like it has such small kit that they might add a lot to it. So that way Green Mage can still stand out. Apparently the member of Oblivion unearthed records of ceremonies that were conducted in Alexandria of old. It was they who put forth the proposal that the queen be thus honored. But yeah, if they were to nerf it, it will definitely be 8.1 that they will start nerfing it. But the idea is that this is a new class. Let it shine a little bit. Let it shine throughout the whole 8 patches. And then let's think about nerfing it 9.0. Obviously, there's always going to be a DPS class because that's the whole point of it. Maybe. Maybe. But, like, there's always going to be a DPS class. Because, Viper and Pictomancer were DPS classes that was released with Dawntrail. Reaper was released with Endwalker, and that's a melee DPS. Shadowbringer had Dancer, and that's a ranged DPS. Stormblood had Samurai, which is also a melee DPS, and Red Mage, which is a magic DPS. Heavensword had a Machinist, which is physical range DPS. Yeah, there will always be a DPS class no matter what. So this time Dawntrail basically just released a thing that was similar to that Stormblood, which was melee DPS and Red Mage, and magic DPS, which was Pictomancer and Viper. Pictomancer, Red Mage, Samurai, Viper. So, still in the pattern. Next up would be Shadowbringer. We are obviously getting a tank. We have to get a brand new tank, and we have to get a brand new physical range. Yeah. So you're fine on. So yeah, there definitely is going to be a new tank, and then there definitely is going to be a new ranged DPS. Leave it to me lots of such things. The people of Dawntrail is no longer forget the departed. They're being confronted with the idea of death for the first time. I suspect our friends wanted to do something for them. Because I also tend to stick to the mage-based classes as well, but I tend to also branch out a lot when I get bored with magic, because I started off as a healer, so I'm fucking hell. Anyway, Drusephine was bit so though Sphene was but a simulacrum, she was nevertheless a pillar for her people. The pain of her passing must run deep. I can't speak. I am dumb. Indeed, a funeral will give Alexandra a chance to come together to express their grief, that they might overcome it. Wasn't sure at first, but I decided to go, not only for Gululja, but to put this chapter behind us. That I requested your presence was none other than to see if you wished to attend a funeral. You knew Sphene as well, after all. I think I should go. Sometimes I wonder if there wasn't another way. That'll be inappropriate. You and me both. But we made our choices and are responsible for what comes of them. As well, I'll attend to the funeral in official capacity. I owe it to Alexander to bear witness to their grief. I'd like if you be there to watch over everything, like you did all through the rite of succession. I feel the rest of us should go too, regardless of the reason. The fact remains, we deprived Alexandria of the beloved ruler. It's only right that we remember who Sphene was, to her people and to others. So let us stand with you. Then it's decided. Let's head to Illusion 9 and look for Gululja in the background. Something stuck in my throat. I don't know what it is. It could be a cough. A cough is stuck in my throat. Crossroads. So I'm gonna do full story, and then either alliance raid or raids, and we'll see from there. Dun 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 dun. How do I get there again? Excuse me. Right. Yeah, it's been a minute since I've been here. I forgot where everything is and how to get to places. Damn. There is also the Arcadion here, and I do want to go there because the fights are fun and the music is awesome. Like, I've heard a lot of good things about the music, so that's the main reason why. Alright. Ah, you came for the funeral. Of course. I'm the only one who will officially take part, though. The others will watch over the proceedings. So, how have you been? It's been a while since my last visits. I'm good. Michelle is always teaching me new things. Recently, I've learned about Everkeep system and the mechanical soldiers. It's knowledge. I'll need to use my authority properly. Serious as always, I see. But, by of a treat, I brought you Yukato Ao chocolate. It's kind of a cake. I think you'll like it. Thank you, Alamichi. Thank you for coming. I've never been to a funeral before, so I feel less nervous having you here. Out of curiosity, what's the custom in Alexandria? In other words, is it common to offer flowers to the departed? It's much the same here occasion to the records. Flowers we distributed to all attendees. Considering that all the world used to be one, the practice of offering flowers may well share the same ancient origin. Fascinating, wouldn't you say? Flowers are being handed out at Praxis Park. I'm thinking of heading over there now. We'll join. There's a man I'd like to speak with. Gosan, he was apparently seen aside. And the one who sent us the invitation. Come on, let's go. My brain don't like working. Why are you? I'm Val Wilkman of Tiliol. Thank you for extending us the invitation to Queen Fiend's funeral. We are honored, truly. I had seen him before from a distance, but never had the pleasure. I'm Gusson, former chief of staff to the Queen. In surpassing, I have been responsible for administrating affairs of state. Can we get our flowers here? Yes, Your Majesty. The flowers are being handed out at the counter yonder, alongside the regulators. What? You need to wear regulators for the funeral? Rest assured, they are not a requirement. We're aware your people do not use them. You see, people in Alexandria of old wore tokens of mourning upon their persons when attending funerals. As such, tokens were black. It is a suggestion that we might wear regulators painted the same color. We've yet to produce enough for everyone, but we've distributing them as we're able. I see. Yet, regulator or no, the important thing is that we remember Queen's Fiend. Remember her and her kindness as you make an offer of your flower. I will. The proceedings will soon begin in this plaza. Please take your place once you have your flower. Please be voiced. I don't want to voice this entire funeral. Oh, Jesus Christ, there's gonna be a lot of talking.
Although we are gathered here for the same reason, we hail from different lands. Some were born and raised in the Alexandria of old, while others came to us from Tuliolal. It was from this union of diverse peoples that a new Alexandria was born. The only home that our younger generation knows. How did we overcome the barriers between us? What moved us to join hands in common purpose beneath crackling skies? You know the answer. We survived. We thrived because Queen's Fiend brought us together. Inspired and encouraged by her boundless kindness, we strove to be better, for ourselves as well as those around us. And in Her Majesty's absence, there is a sadness beyond words. Yet we will remember her. Remember all the good that she has done for us. So let us pray, as the people of the Old Kingdom once did, for the peaceful repose of the departed. And let us keep our beloved Queen forever in our hearts. that her memory might guide us unto the morrow. Would that I could find solace in my own words.
Was Queen Sphene taken to the cloud?
She must have been. To still remember her is strange, isn't it, darling?
I miss her. She would always cheer me up when I was down. But even though I remember her, I'll never see her again. That doesn't make sense.
It seems that's what it means to die, I'm afraid.
But what will happen to us? Are we just going to be sad forever?
What will happen indeed? Everything that we have, we owe to Queen Sphene. How are we to go on without her?
I still remember Her Majesty so clearly. If only I didn't, I might feel better about the future of our realm.
Perhaps we should also consider moving to Tuliolo. The journey won't be easy, but it'd be better than staying here in uncertainty.
In times like these, I take comfort in the beliefs of a Turali people called the Yokui. To them, death isn't the end. So long as we're remembered, we never truly die. It could be the same for Queen Sphene, you know? If you keep her alive in your hearts, she'll always be with you.
But we still won't be able to see her, right? I don't want to think about that. I wish I could just forget instead of having to feel like this.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to impose. Please, mourn your queen however you see fit. As expected, they struggle to come to terms with their loss. I hope they can find a way to move forward.
It's not only grief that weighs on them, but worry for the future. Bereft of their queen, how will they proceed?
True. But with that at least, we're not powerless to help. What is it, Guloja?
I was wondering, is it better to remember or forget someone when they're dead? I remember my father, and every time I think of him, it hurts. It's the same with Queen Sphene. Knowing that she's gone makes me feel sad. But it's different with my mother. I never knew her, so I don't feel as bad. I want to remember my father, but maybe I'd be better off forgetting him.
Guloja.
Why don't we continue this somewhere else?
Hey, Guloja. Do you really know nothing about your mother? Shao searched the system for information on the residents, but the only Mamuja she found listed were my father and me. Even if she died and was erased from the people's memory, she should have been there, but she wasn't. Well, that you're here means she was here too, inside the dome. There can't be the other way around it. Perhaps I should try looking again. Do you want to know your mother? I think so. Even if it makes me feel sad, I want to know her. So I want to try looking again. And if I don't find anything, this time I give up. I see. Well, if that's what you want. Then I'll help you. I'd like to help as well, and I believe I speak for the others too. But I can't bother you with this. You already came for the funeral. We came here not only for the funeral, but to see whether all was well in Alexandria. We're not about to leave just yet. Besides, in seeking to learn about your mother, we're bound to learn about your father as well. By retracing the steps of this man who kept his own counsel, we may gain knowledge that we can serve the people of Alexandria. Alright, thank you everyone. Assuming neither the memories nor records of Guloja's mother remain, we must cast a wide net as possible. I suggest we split into groups. Artie, if you could make inquiries outside the outskirts, the rest of us will do the same in Solution 9. Okay. Sorry, I haven't heard of a Mamulja woman living in these parts, much less connected to Zorolja. You might have better luck talking to people over at the Tanwata settlement that are North Everkeep in a place called Yubayawata. The Brazilian son won their loyalty when he saved them from some crisis or another. Or the story goes, if I remember correctly, their chief name was Kana Oka. Jesus Christ, what is with these names? Well, there are people never have common sight around here. Why, the last time I saw one would have been around the when before the dome came down over our heads. She was among the entourage of the Lands Guard that was dispatched here. I assumed they'll all return to Tulia after their mission. But if any remained, I suppose they've been trapped in here with the rest of us. So before the dome. Looking for a Rolja woman? Oh, Rolja, I can't help there, I'm afraid. I only know little about the Rolja, and then only what my father told me. He said before the dome cuts us off the outside world, a Tyrell Vidral has appeared and was terrorizing the region. In response, the Rolja assembled a party of warriors and with them confronted the felled beast. It was interesting to hear of the king's feats in the past. Alright. Let's start being smart. Raja told me, we previously tracked down the records of his mother, came up empty-handed. With everyone's help, hopefully we can get somewhere this time. Ah, so you spoke with quite different people. Let's combine all our findings and see what we can draw. So Raja brought Mr. Landsgaard to Yushval, among whom was a female Mamolja. His mission was to rid the region of Vidral, and I believe to safety to say that the crisis in Raj was resolved. In some of his troops struck around the time, perhaps the assistant villagers with the crab efforts, and they could have indeed gotten trapped in the dome. They also heard stories about the settlement in Ioanauta. People lived there until nearly a decade ago when Zerolja made regular visits. If he required secrecy, a location home to his most loyal followers would be ideal, and if this Mamolja woman had remained there, they would have had occasion to come in contact. I see. But what could Zerolja have been doing in that village? What do you think? I think we can answer that question. In order to retrace Roja's steps, Raha and I spoke with a researcher who worked at organics. He said approximately 20 years ago, a number of his colleagues were transferred to a research facility outside Everkeep, part of the King's direct order. This is the first I've heard of such a vicinity. Only Vanguard was believed to have under the King's jurisdiction. It was apparently being used to develop a new kind of weapon, but I'm afraid that was all we could learn. It's planned to go on, even if the work was classified, any material and equipment needed would have been manufactured within Everkeep. So if we look into the transportation records, there it is. The routes are fully detoured in terms of to obfuscation. The large deliveries were made to Yuliotawa, far too large for a mere village. There isn't any activities for years, though. It's likely the facility has been decommissioned. Do you think that's where Mother was? We can't say for certain yet, but I reckon there was a good chance. This is amazing. Even though no one remembers her, you managed to figure out all this out. Every piece of the puzzle may reveal little on its own, but when we put several together, a picture begins to form. And even should memories fade, footprints remain to mark the path of those who walked before. A lesson I learned in another life. So, we'll be investigating the secret facility in Yuliotawa then. And this time, I want you to come along with little Ja. Yuliotawa is on the other side of the lake. To get there, you'll need to take a hover cargo with the drift downs. Alright, thank you, Shell. So I cannot fly here just yet, as I do not have all of the area flight unlocked. There's still a lot to do. I don't think I have all of Endwalker unlocked either. I don't remember. So the hover cargo will take us across the lake. I've never been over there. It's still inside the dome, so I don't expect it to be difficult from here. We'll like leading out a dangerous beast, so the rest of us will go first. You follow when it's safe, alright? Alright, be careful everyone. Alright. So I want to experience this. Okay. Insufficient item level. That's gonna be a bit hard. So I need at least a few more points. So I need to grind. Okay, I need to grind this one at least, so I can get higher level. I would have thought, maybe. It's fine. Okay, so I was not expecting that. So we'll put a pause for it to now, and I'm gonna have my item levels fixed. That's weird. Was not expecting that. Anyway. Sorry about that. I thought I could get this done, but apparently not. Apparently there's still a few more things I need to do. But it should be relatively quick. Because if I do this unsynced, maybe unsynced, I can get it done, and maybe with a few friends, we just run around and get the chests. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Ay. Alright. Anyway. For now, this will pause. And then next time I should be able to, I should have the highest, I should be able to at least 670. Maybe 700. Maybe, if I get all my gear to at least dungeon level ready. Yeah. Alright. Cheers for now.